within which the 3 years that I've been with them and helping them train, they've won 2 world championships. So
So are you making a living out of this?
Oh, it pays the rent and feeds Tony. And
Have you retired with all kinds of money?
No. No, I've retired with a lot of fond memories, a lot of trophies, a lot of memorabilia.
And now, even some of that is gone. Shawn suffered a final blow when burglars broke into his apartment and stole 10 irreplaceable sports rings.
The very first ring was one that I got from Prime Minister Trudeau. I didn't know who would or could or had the desire to do this.
Life has kicked you in the teeth and tried to bring you down.
And stomped me on the backs of the legs and yeah, lots.
Coming up on 16 by 9.
I would have to say, frankly, that I was assaulted by the police.
That's next. Back to 16 by 9, the bigger picture.
He fought his way through life as a champion boxer, but Shawn O'Sullivan never pictured himself going a few rounds with cops. It was another setback for this once boxing great, who says he has pictures to prove what police did to him. And a warning, some of these photos are graphic. At first glance, you'd think you were looking at photos of Shawn O'Sullivan after one nasty pro fight. This was one nasty fight, all right, but according to Shawn, it wasn't in the ring. It was right outside his house with Belleville police.
I would have to say, frankly, that I was assaulted by the police.
What triggered this incident with police was for months now, Shawn has been searching desperately to locate Olympic memorabilia stolen from his apartment. 10 irreplaceable sports rings, one given to him by Pierre Elliott Trudeau.
They're not worth nothing except that which they're worth to me.
He says he recently got a tip that one of his neighbors might have some information about his stolen rings. But Shawn says when he made his way to his neighbor's door,
he looked up, saw me, and then literally ran at me from his back deck and punched me. So I thought, okay, fine, you idiot, you didn't hit me, I hit you. And I did.
Police were called and things only got worse.
They twisted my arms to a degree that they probably shouldn't. They threw me on the ground.
Shawn says the next thing he knew, he was being tasered.
I said, why are you doing this? I haven't resisted you guys once. One of the officers grabbed me by the back of the hair and slammed my head down on a wooden block, cutting all of my forehead.
Police charged Shawn with assault and mischief.
Mr. O'Sullivan showed signs of intoxication and was in an agitated state.
We contacted Belleville police to find out what happened. They would not take any questions or allow us to interview them.
Throughout the arrest, he was physically resistant.
Shawn says police claims he was drunk are not true. He says because he suffers from what is called boxer dementia, or more commonly known as being punch drunk, he is often mistaken for being intoxicated.
That's a medical term given to fighters, boxers who have had brain damage that is quite evident.
And do you think you're in that category?
Yeah, I probably suffer from it.
And there have been other minor run-ins with the law. Shawn says he was convicted in 2002 for assaulting his then-wife and also for possession of an illegal substance. That substance was a very small quantity of marijuana, which he claims he uses to help relieve his constant physical pain. He says these are some of the reasons he has faded into the limelight. This former boxing great says he hasn't walked into a ring for years, so we took him back to where it all started, the Cabbagetown Boxing Club. Well, there you are. See you. Watching Shawn was like watching someone who was meeting up with an old friend he didn't really want to see.
Good to you.
But it was obvious, even after so many years away from the limelight, Shawn is still a star.
Well, it's great to know. If only some of the bills could get covered by that.
He says he didn't have the heart to watch the Olympic torch come through Belleville, knowing he would not be part of the Olympic moment. Would you have liked to?
I would have loved to. Yeah, I would have loved to.
It is missed moments like this that have angered those who love Shawn the most.
A person of his magnitude, an unbelievable image for amateur sports in Canada, and him not to be recognized when we have the Olympics here in Canada, embarrassing.
That kid had power.
Today, all Shawn has left are his memories. But despite the toll this sport that made him famous has taken on his body and mind, he speaks no ill about it.
No? I still am in support of boxing. Really, I am. Again, you and me wouldn't be talking here now if that game called boxing wasn't in existence.
This boxing great may momentarily be down for the count, but the count isn't over yet. And so the big question remains, where does Shawn O'Sullivan go from here?
There were a lot of good times, a lot of bad times. The low in my life were always worse than the highs. The low. I always knew that about me. How's about meeting in 25, again?
Got yourself a deal, buddy.
Next week on 16 by 9.
They choose to fight for their country when their country comes calling. But some American soldiers are going AWOL for a war they don't believe in. 16 by 9 takes you inside the world of war resistors and what Canada is doing about them.
If I do this, if I do desert, I'm leaving my family behind. I'm leaving my friends behind. I might even be called a traitor.
And that's it for us tonight. If you have a story idea, just call us at 1-877-TEL-16-9 or email us at global16by9.com. You can also send us a message on Facebook or Twitter. I'm Mary Garafello. Thank you for watching. And from all of us here, good night.
The final word tonight goes to our 16 by 9 viewers. "16 by 9, the bigger picture."